Hello everyone, this is Dr. K. Childs. Another week coming to you the last day of February for just a short little chat with you all here on my yet named channel. I'm coming up with a name. I will be coming up with an intro and all that fancy stuff soon. I just want you to make sure you take a look at my Instagram. All the month of February I've been posting Teacher Tip Tuesday. This last particular Teacher Tip Tuesday deals with Black history and the need to weave Black history not only in February but year round. A lot of times we go really hard in February and then the babies and the grown babies don't get much more of Black history. And I also mentioned any culture, any month where we celebrate heritage or women, and then we kind of just go with our regular traditional curriculum. People come up with some brilliant ideas during this month, and it would be nice to see those ideas throughout the year and not just in February. I'm not saying that they are not valued at all and we shouldn't do them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they are so important and so well planned out that why just restrict those activities to the month of February? One of the things that I used to do when I was a classroom teacher is I would do the Living Wax Museum with the students. That was one project that I would do where the students were responsible for being a certain figure in history, African American history or Black history. And then I also would, I did a cereal box project. And I mean, it's probably not new to anyone, but the cereal box project, everyone has a cereal box around. You just take an old cereal box, you have that student pick a certain a certain figure from Black history, and they research that figure. One side of the cereal box becomes the cover with illustration. The other side contains a timeline of the figure's life, and then the other sides contain facts and details, maybe little known facts about that particular person. So that's something that I would do during the month of February. But I also have done this with other months and with other races and demographics. On the inside, the box would be empty. The students actually would write a summary or a report about that particular figure from history. And it really is a good project because then you can display these in a library or in your classroom. So it was just always a project that the students got involved in, and they really put a lot into it, most of them. All right, so enough about the teacher tip. I had an exciting weekend. I went to a place where I had never gone before, Amarillo, Texas. I've driven through there, but never have I been there just to go there on purpose. I went there for the TAIL conference, the Texas Association for Literacy Education. I happen to be a board member for that organization, and I was there to serve as a board member, as well as I was there to present my presentation, and I'll talk to you about that in just a little bit. I just had a great time. I gained a little bit larger of a network. I met some great teachers and great educators and great educational leaders. So a couple things that I'm just going to highlight because there was so much. You've seen some pictures. I will be putting a link with this video on my website, and it will have more details about what I learned and different things that went on at the conference. So the first thing that the conference had to offer is it was a Friday and Saturday, Friday the 23rd of February and Saturday the 24th. Excuse the paper rattling, I'm looking back at my program. But on the particular Friday, I missed the first keynote. The reason I can't share with you right now, it's a good reason, but maybe something will come out of it. And the second keynote, it started at 1. I missed the 1 to 1:30. The second keynote started at around 1:30, 1:45. The first keynote speaker that we had was, even though I missed her, her name is Dr. Gwen Ellen Ash. and she actually did a great job speaking for TAIL. And from what I heard, I'm sorry, I can't say she did a great job if I wasn't there, but from what I heard, it was great. The second speaker was a well-known speaker. His name is Dr. Frank Serafini, and he talked about book discussions. He used his own books. He talked about book clubs, conversations, and activities that we do with students that sometimes we really don't think about why we're doing those things. And he had a wide background, a large background of books. These are some books that I'm not going to be able, you're not going to be able to see everything, but he used the presentation, of course, to talk about some of the books that he had written and to justify some of the reasons that he wrote what he wrote, and things that we need to be paying attention to with today's students. If you don't know what he looks like, this is Dr. Frank Serafini. There he is. He is currently at Arizona State University, at the Teachers College there in Arizona State. So check him out. He was amazing, and he also was very humorous. So that was a good thing to kick off Friday. Friday evening, there was a social. I'm not a social person, but I'm learning to be social, where we went and mingled. You met other TAIL members. There was great food. There was also poster presentations, research presentations, and I always like to go around and see those because those are graduate students with fresh and new ideas, and I like to talk to them and let them know the value of their research, and just to make them feel well, because I've been in that situation before and I didn't have as much support. I've went to poster presentations where no one showed up, or 2 people showed up, and that's about it. So I always like to support people doing poster presentations. So it was a great Friday. Then the next day, on Saturday, it was the second day of the conference and the ending day of the conference, but it was absolutely amazing. The day opened up pretty early. We had a board meeting that was open to everyone, and we had a meeting to get everyone involved in the organization. If you're not a part of TAIL and you are here in Texas and you are looking to get involved in literacy education and being an advocate for literacy, you may join that at any time. You don't have to be a professor, just as long as you have a stake in education. It is only $10 per year. So that is a bargain for us teachers and educators. So the first presentation after the meetings that I went to, I met a young lady who is a colleague, up-and-coming colleague of mine. Her name is Carla Michelle Brown, and she has this beautiful card, and it has her information. She had an amazing presentation where it involved food and teaching literacy. Now, I want to actually read the name of her topic. Her topic is Cultivating Compelling Writing in the Context of Cuisine. It wasn't my presentation, so it's not my place to tell you, fully all the contents, but just know if you ever have the opportunity to go to one of her sessions, it's amazing, it's interactive, and she cooks food right there, and you discuss literacy. We had fruit parfaits, breakfast food basically, bacon, all cooked right in front of us, and we put it together. Amazing session. I'm so glad to have met her, and I am just so excited for the things that she's doing for the Houston area and the surrounding area of Houston and for Texas. Then I went off to my session. My session was from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It was an hour-long session. My session was called Changing the Language, and if you want to know more about the session, I will link it in the box below. But it basically talks about the manner in which we should be teaching traditional literacy skills. We should be pulling from the popular culture that students have and are exposed to, as well as using social media, using things that they can relate to. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put the link for my presentation. It was one of my best presentations that I've done, I feel, and it was a full house for the most part. There were only probably 3 seats that were available out of the entire room. So I was very pleased to have such a large number willing to listen to little old me. I'm just really, really honored that everyone that showed up and gave great feedback and participated. So after my session, I stayed in the same room and I attended a session through Heifer International. It's a publishing company, but they also do huge service projects where they go out and they feed people in underprivileged backgrounds all around the world. They provide animals. There's different book drives and different initiatives. But again, it's not my presentation, but this is the brochure. The major program they have is called Read to Feed. And there you can see the child and the children. They provide animals for communities, as well as books and the literacy experience. So that was a neat session. I just happened to be in that same room, and it was the session after mine. And then the last couple of sessions, I attended a session where it was a software, an app, a new up-and-coming app to where you make text-to-self connections. Instead of using sticky notes in your book, it's all digital. Everything's scanned in, and you can create sticky notes using an app. So if you're interested in that, please feel free to contact me, and I will give you the information on that. I'm not doing a commercial for that person, so if you're interested, let me know. And then one of the last sessions I attended, it was by a professor who happened to be from the Houston area, and basically one of them I believe was at Houston Baptist University, and they talked about tech tools that we could use to help enhance our instruction. I know, and I use a lot of tech tools. I always implement a new one every semester, but there were a couple that I learned about that I wasn't familiar with. The one in particular that I found was interesting. It was called, the session was called Apps plus Books plus Creativity Equal Engaged Learners. And the names were Dr. Vicki Giles from HBU, and then also Dr. Bauman from Schreiner University. And the app that I came across that they were using that I had not heard of, I believe it's called Plickers. And I will correct that in the subscription box if I'm wrong, Plickers. And basically, the students are each given something similar to a QR code. And I don't know if you all can see. I'm going to try to get close. Y'all see the letter where it says A, there's D, and there's B, and there's C. Whatever letter is on top, so if my answer was A, I would hold my Plicker like this. And the teacher can come by and scan the QR code. It will turn red if it's incorrect, if they have the incorrect answer, and it will turn green if they don't have if they do have a correct answer. And I thought that was neat because it tracks the progress of the students. It also allows students to not be peeking around because they actually you can't really see what everybody else is answering. That was an interesting app. There are a couple of other things that they presented. I don't have time to share because this video is already getting pretty long. But one thing that I do want to let you all know, if you aren't a member of TEL, it was a great time. I will also on my website post some pictures. We went to Canyon, Texas, which is right outside Amarillo, and I actually got to go to Palo Duro Canyon. It is the second largest canyon in the United States, and it was absolutely beautiful. My husband and I took some pictures in front of that canyon, so hopefully you'll get a chance to see what the canyon looked like. The last thing that I wanted to share with you is, again, if you're not a member of TEL, please join. Go to texasreaders.org. I was trying to find the actual date because I don't think it's correct on this flyer, but there will be a flyer I'll be posting soon, and this date is not correct, but is in 2019. The next conference will be in Waco, Texas. So they plan for it to be, this was our largest conference ever, but the next conference next year, 2019, looks to be an even larger conference, and that'll be in Waco, Texas next year in March. So I hope you will be able to join us. If you were not able to make it to this last conference, you missed out and you missed a treat. All right, I'm going to sign off because this video is getting pretty long, but I want you to thank you all for listening, subscribing, sharing, and your encouragement. And I just want to end on another note. Last week I mentioned a slogan that I was going to sign off with. I cannot use that. I realize that belongs to another organization that I'm already a part of. How strange. I promise I didn't copy. So what I'm going to say is my slogan is going to be TSL. Teach, serve, and lead. So everybody do your best in teaching, serving, and leading, and I will see you for the next video. Hope you have a great day, evening, or whatever it is that you may be, whatever time it may be. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye.